What if the crew for Stone Ocean was just a little bit different? Hey guys, Medi Not the X Guy here, and I'm starting a new What If series. I wanted to start the series off with actually my favorite what if scenario for JoJo, and it's the one I've been thinking about ever since I was alive. That being, what if Gwess turned good? Jolene's cellmate of the Green Dolphin prison and objectively the best girl of Stone Ocean, someone who actually only appears for a handful of Stone Ocean chapters, but that's besides the point. What if we change the events of Stone Ocean, change them in a way that resulted in Jolene trusting her cellmate more and welcoming her into her circle of friends? Though, since Gwess doesn't appear till the beginning of Part 6, the events of Part 1 through 5 are basically the same. Jotaro is still a misunderstood dad, and Dio is still a very dead dad. So the events of Stone Ocean actually go pretty much the same as the manga. Jolene is framed for murder, she arrives in Green Dolphin prison, she meets Hermes, and she learns about her ability and murders a defenseless man in her rage, showing why she belonged in prison. And then she is led to her cell where she meets Gwess. Gwess tries to intimidate Jolene, all the while trying to stay friendly with her, and honestly, the events of Goo Goo Dolls actually just plays out basically the exact same, though there's one major difference. After beating Gwess within an inch of her life, Jolene has a eureka moment. Gwess's plan to escape the prison isn't actually all that terrible. So, after she recovers, Gwess tries to get close with Jolene again, telling her that she's learned her lesson, and Jolene actually believes her this time instead of being a cunt for no reason. And Gwess shows her the rules of the jail like she does in the chapter right after the fight. Though, Jolene tells her that she needs not to worry about the prison anymore, and she should focus on trying to leave as soon as possible. Gwess agrees to this, and she's kinda gotten sick of the environment around here, so the two of them begin training, but now working as a team instead of against each other. And during that training at some point, Hermes shows up again, and she recognizes Jolene and she tries to team up with him as she wants to get out of jail too. But Gwess is still carrying out her sort of yandere-esque tendencies and disposes of Hermes herself off-screen. Though, interestingly enough, no one actually notices this until it's directly pointed out by me later on when I'm making a video on it in the future. Honestly, the part was significantly improved by the removal of Hermes, and everything goes great. Along with this, during her training, Gwess also learns about Emporio and burning down the house. And here we meet female Anasui and the actual cardboard cutout of Weather Report, which has its own stand, but it won't tell anyone about it. Burning down the house then slowly becomes a training spot for Jolene and Gwess, and they slowly build up their own powers. Jolene learning how to use her stone free better, and Gwess actually is able to increase the range of her shrinking effect. But during this time, male Anasui appears out of nowhere. Female Anasui tells the crew that that's actually her insane brother who stole her identity and took place in this prison in an attempt to murder her, and he's coming to kill her now. You see, in the original Stone Ocean, this is the canon to this, in the original universe, he actually achieves this during Jolene's fight with Foo Fighters, so this is around the time that Jolene would be fighting Foo Fighters. And thus, the first stand battle actually begins with the part, male Anasui versus the whole room of stand fighters. Though male Anasui came completely prepared for this fight, and immediately starts the fight by using Diver Down and an imprint of a light breeze to knock Weatherboard Cutout over, completely eliminating him from the fight. Jolene then goes to protect Anasui from her insane brother, and Gwess uses Goo Goo Dolls to minimize Anasui. And he is reduced to about the size of a toy like Goo Goo Dolls normally does, and when Gwess runs up to punch him like a fucking football, he actually uses the imprint of a load of punches that he got throughout the prison on his outfit, which causes Gwess to be repelled completely against the wall as soon as her foot comes in contact with him. And this completely knocks her out and disables her stand, and Anasui gets back to normal size. And then he sees Emporio going for a gun, but then Emporio says out loud, "Oh yeah, I forgot this gun doesn't actually work. Why do I keep grabbing for it?" Before immediately cowering into a trash can behind the weather reprinted cardboard stock. At this point, Anasui had easily eliminated 3/5 of the entire crew. Without even trying, it's honestly like his stand is kind of stupid and does whatever it wants whenever it wants, but no one really questions it. He then motions in to strike Jolene and his sister, which is, again, it's Anasui but a female. But suddenly, he is met with a massive boot to the face. While defending herself, Jolene had actually suddenly increased in size by about threefold. She's taken up about 3/5 of the room now, and she notices that there's a little Goo Goo doll on her shoulder. Guess during this fight realizes that Goo Goo dolls can actually manipulate people's size to her desire. Though, because she only thought of ever belittling people or bringing people below her, that's why she's only been reducing people. Now that she learns that she can build others up, she can actually increase the size of people as well. And that's also the reason why Honestly returned to his normal size. It wasn't that Guess was knocked out. She moved Goo Goo dolls to Jolene. It just takes longer for people to increase in size than it does to reduce. And with this, Jolene, in her massive size, is able to easily beat and kill male Honestly. Though male Honestly did leave the party extremely injured from that fight, but that's when we learn about female Honestly's stand, Pretty Woman, who appears before them and begins to heal and mend their wounds. Though, because Cardboard Cutout Report is completely flattened by Jolene's dummy thick massive ass during that fight, Emporio had to actually go out and buy duct tape to fix him. He was unmendable. But with this, Jolene and Guess ask Honestly Female if she wants to join them in their escape plan, and not having anything else to do because why else is she here if her brother's dead, she agrees. And then the crew prepare themselves for the next encounters to come in this bizarre adventure to escape Green Dolphin Prison. Now that is only part 1. I have 87 planned parts so far for this specific scenario alone. Stuff like Guess learning to control Goo Goo dolls more effectively, and the fight with Foo Fighters happening way later, with Jolene, Honestly Female, Jotaro, and Giorno all being shrunk down to microscopic size to fist fight each individual plankton that makes up Foo Fighters, with Guess having to keep track with them and follow them in a boat above. Though I think the most important part is the very well written love dodecahedron plotline that I wrote in about the entire crew as itself. It's actually my favorite part that I've come up with in these 87 parts, and I think it will blow part 7 out of the water in comparison. So hopefully once I finish this series of videos, Araki will have finally released at least chapter 100 of JoJolion and be done, and we'll finally be able to see this written by Araki. And I hope you enjoyed my retelling of part 6 Stone Ocean. My goal was to take the things I didn't like, either remove or improve them, and then magnifying glass on the parts that I loved. But do you guys think I did good? Make sure to tell me below in the straw poll that is not listed in the description, and let's get this discussion going. And here we meet Female Honestly and the actual cardboard cutout of Weather Report, which has its own stand, but it won't tell anyone about it. Though, Male Honestly came prepared. Emporio sees this and goes for his gun, but then says out loud, "Oh yeah, I forgot that this gun doesn't actually work. Why do I keep grabbing for it?"